seen any film on Iowa yet or know much about them?
I haven't really gotten to the film yet. I'm doing that today. But as for last year, I know what this game is all about. It's about being real physical. Not too flashy. Those guys, real physical up front, and they're going to run the power, going to run the stretch, all that type of stuff. You just got to be physical. We've been doing a good job with that lately. Our D line's been stepping up, so we're going to get to the film and see what they got.
There's been several instances where this defense has played superbly this year, but if you look at maybe the Penn State game, the Nebraska game, those were two good defensive performances that were kind of spoiled by late touchdowns. Is it encouraging that you were able to get the ball back for the offense to make that last field goal and make the plays you needed to make at the end of the game?
Yeah, one of the biggest things we talked about, that whole week, because all those losses, we felt that it came down to the defense at the end of the day, not finishing. Like the Penn State, it didn't even have to go to overtime if we would have stopped them in that 2 minutes. And, the biggest thing about the whole week is we got to finish. And so it was, we felt that the game was on our shoulders, and we wanted the game on our shoulders to prove that we could finish, to prove to ourselves, to prove to everybody around us watching. So, it was great that we got that opportunity.
Where were you on that last field goal in regulation and heart stopped, wondering if it's going to get off?
I don't know. I was speechless. I was walking back, to the sideline, not knowing what was happening. Everybody running on the field, and it finally kicked, and I looked, and it went in. Gibby running off the field, and it was a great moment. It was probably the best moments I've been a part of the team, and just to see all those guys come together, and something we practiced for so long. Those guys on that field goal team with that quick field goal, and just to see it actually take place. I thought it never happened like that, because Coach Hoke would be in practice counting so fast. I'm like, it did never happen like that, and it did, and it paid off, and it's just great to see that happen the way it did.
James, so is there now other scenarios that you guys prepare for that you're always thinking this can't happen, and now all of a sudden maybe you take those a little more seriously?
Oh yeah, especially that happened, because that was one I thought that would probably never be the case, but just for, it happened, and you got to take every situation seriously, in practice and everything. So you never know what can happen, and you got to go with it full speed and give it all you got.
James, over here to you feel like you're at a point where you're playing your best football right now? Do you feel like you've sort of turned a corner maybe a little bit here?
I feel like I am, but that's due to the fact that the D line up front, they're doing a great job, and when you have a great D line like that, doing their job and taking up blocks, it's just you're free to play, and you have to make the plays, because they're doing all they can do just for you to be free. And without those guys, it wouldn't be as good as it is today.
Could you talk a little bit about, Brady was saying it sort of had a high school atmosphere in the overtimes with you guys chanting offense, and also when you watched the film, what was the reaction to Dilio's slide?
Well, it did have a high school feel about it. Just that whole thing of, it wasn't a big, screen, so we're watching the game on the field. We're not watching on the jumbotron or nothing like that. So that was a high school element of it, and then just all of us coming together, just enjoying the game of football. It reminded me a lot about high school, just because of the fact of how much fun we were having. And we watched the Dilio slide in film, and we kept rewinding it, fast forward and rewinding it. It was a pretty good slide. I think he played a little baseball back in his day, so it was pretty good.
Anything else? You're a sophomore. Have you visited Iowa yet at all? Did you go on a recruiting trip there or anything?
Actually, I didn't, and I heard about it. I heard about the so-called pink locker room and all that type of stuff, but that's stuff we're not worried about. We're just worried about playing football, and he says, Coach Hoke says it's a great place to play. Good football environment. So I'm looking forward to playing it.
When you heard about the pink locker room, what was your first response?
I just felt that it was just irrelevant. We're not worried about that. We're just worried about playing football, and that's it.